And we're live.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now. Just know that you are locked in until the point with
Skip.
and the King. You guys know where to find us by now. Oh my goodness, Skip!
What?
I've been watching the NBA for so long, 5 decades now, and this is kind of weird that we're going in tonight into a game two of the second round, while the first round in the other conference isn't even finished. It's a little weird. And guys, you think I know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, Denver, Utah, OKC, Houston, that's coming up. We'll get to you guys on that one. But right now, your Toronto Raptors are down 1-0 in the series against the Boston Celtics. But guys, don't give up hope. Don't worry, okay? Because you know why? There's multiple reasons. Nick Nurse knows what he's doing. The coach of the year, baby. The coach of the year. And the biggest thing for me personally that I noticed is Fred VanVleet got his kids yesterday in the bubble. You know what happens when Fred VanVleet sees his kids?
Yeah.
We already know how that goes down. So don't worry too much, Raptors fans. We hope you guys enjoy the game, and we hope you guys are just as excited as we are. But anything can happen. It's the NBA. It's the playoffs. Certain players need to step up. Certain things need to get done. Skip, what do you think about the Raptors going in to tonight? Who do you think needs to step up?
Well, first of all, that first game was an absolute disaster. Complete no-show for the Raptors. It looked like they were still focused on the Black Lives Matter protests. Weren't thinking about basketball. Weren't focused. You even saw it in Nick Nurse's body language on the sideline. He just looked defeated. He looked like they'd already lost. They got blown out in the first quarter. It was a little closer the rest of the game. They only lost by 2. They only lost 73-71 in the second, third, and fourth quarter combined, but they lost by 16 points, I think it was, in the first quarter.
Yep.
So I think what they need to do, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that would help. Like you touched on one, VanVleet. He had a horrible shooting game in game one. He saw his kids. That's exactly what opened up his shooting game last year. So if he could start making his threes, that'll be a huge impact. I think that the main thing is they need to get back to playing Raptors defense. Because as we saw in the second quarter and the second half, when the Raptors play defense, they're going to be in the game. They might lose playing good defense, but if they play bad defense, they're going to get blown out. And that's what happened in the first quarter. They give up 39 points in the first quarter. That's not a Raptors defense. So the first things first, they got to just man up and play good defense. Second, Fred VanVleet.
Is it? Okay.
Third, Pascal was really bad in game one.
That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
This is what I want to talk to you about.
So we saw him just kind of hijacking the offense and trying to like post up on guys and just getting offensive fouls, getting bad shots off. I personally think that the way to do that is not to put more pressure on Siakam to be the guy, the Kawhi, because that's all he's hearing right now is you got to be Kawhi. I think the opposite is what the Raptors should be doing. I think they should be pulling away from Siakam, using Siakam as somewhat of a decoy, and letting the play run through their guards. And obviously, if Siakam gets one-on-one, if they abandon him, that's when he goes to work. But as long as they're going 1.5 men on Siakam or doubling him in the post, as long as he's getting good defenders on him, you just have him there to take a good defender up, and then you can let Lowry and VanVleet go to work on the offense.
Do you think Siakam's going to bounce back this game?
I think it'll be better than he was last game, but I really don't want to see him taking like 25, 30 shots. I want him making a good percentage of shots, playing good defense, being a presence, but not being the guy who's hogging the ball, jacking threes, just like thinking he's got to be the man. Yeah, spreading the floor, getting inside so that the three-point shooters are open. Just playing a little more in rhythm than he was in game one overall.
What about Marc Gasol?
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to touch on is the center rotation. So I'm worried about Gasol. Gasol does not look real good in the bubble. I don't know how he fares against the Celtics team, to be honest. I think he's kind of a bad matchup unless they play Cantor, and they didn't even play Cantor in game one. So I think you'll probably see him start, but I would not be surprised to see Serge take the vast majority of the center minutes. There were even some people clamoring on Twitter and stuff to throw some Boucher in the mix and maybe even move away from Gasol altogether or really reduce his minutes. I think that's definitely in play. I definitely think he'll start the game, but if he's still struggling, if he's not able to hit some threes, if he's not able to get back on defense, we saw him, he was kind of slow last game. Looked like just looked kind of out of shape, and he's already a slow guy, and Boston's such a fast. Yeah. What's that?
I said his shot was off.
His shot was off, but I'm like, his legs are already so slow that if he's moving slowly, even more slowly with Boston's speed, that's a real problem. So I think we'll see that the center rotation shaken up a little bit as well. Yes. Or they could even go small with OG in the center, which would be a fun one. But
that's what I saw a lot of Raptors fans saying. Put Ibaka, OG, Boucher, Siakam out there on defense.
Oh, that's the supersized lineup.
Anybody just to cover Tatum, right? Like just spread the wings, right? Because those guys put together, they can go hand to hand and touch from from the out of bounds to the other out of bounds line.
Well, the Reps had some success going big last game, but I actually think they should go small maybe and match up with the Celtics and go like Siakam, OG, and then guards, like 3 guards. But
hey, that's for us to think, but that's not really for us to do. That's going to be Coach of the Year, Nick Nurse.
Exactly.
He's going to figure it out. Okay? That's what's really going to go on, and that's what I want to see. I don't know what you think. Do you think Nick Nurse's adjustments are going to help the Raptors tonight? Because I honestly think they're going to play with a lot of fuel to the fire, and I think they're going to burn Boston tonight. Hey, listen, you and I both said this is not going to be an easy series. This is going to be a long series. This is going to be grueling because next year Boston's only going to be better with the core that they have, right? So this is going to be a tough matchup for the Raptors. I still say the Raptors in 6 or 7. What are you thinking, Skipper?
I'm still saying Raps in 7, but I would not be surprised at all to see them lose this series. They definitely need to put up some fight though, and get it to a game 6 or a game 7, and try to win it in 7. I think that's the plan at this point.
Yeah, if they lose tonight, they're in trouble.
Yeah, they've got to win tonight. And you said for all you said about adjustments, I think there are going to be some adjustments. But I think the number one thing is they just have to come out and play well in the first quarter, and just play well. And obviously, like Nurse couldn't even make adjustments last game because they were already behind the 8 ball by the time the first sub came in. So I think they've got to be in the game. Yeah, they've just got to be in the game from the jump, and then Nurse can make his little strategic tweaks.
Which I'm really looking forward to. I hope the Raptors close it out in 6 because, boy, on the other side of the coin, man, Miami and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jimmy Butler, man.
I think that's going to be a long series. I think that series will probably go 7 games. So maybe if the Raps can save a day or 2 before they face the winner of that, I think it'll be beneficial to them. I'm not sure. What do you think about that series, Skip?
Well, I expected actually Milwaukee to cruise in this series originally, despite what everyone was saying about Miami being really good, about having Adebayo to put on Giannis, about having Butler to knock off buckets. I really never believed in Miami. Obviously, the Bucks really missed Bledsoe last night. I think that was part of it, which is funny because Raptors fans think Bledsoe is the worst player in the world, but he is an important part of their offense. So I'm still leaning towards Milwaukee pulling it out. I do think that maybe Miami makes it a series now and not like a 5-game win for Milwaukee. I think maybe it is they do go 6 or 7. But my money's still on Milwaukee pulling it out pretty easily. Maybe not easily, but I think they're the better team. I think hopefully, I mean, I don't know if I'm cheering for this as a Raptors fan, but hopefully from a Bucks standpoint, Budenholzer can make some adjustments and figure out how to open Giannis up because they're doing the same thing the Raptors did. And there is some fear that Giannis can't deal with the wall in the playoffs and he's just going to end up with a bunch of charges. So hopefully the Bucks can figure something out. But I still think they're the better team. I think they pull this out.
Hey, man, my friend, shout out to you, Bobby. He's Greek just like Giannis, and he's hoping for them to lose so Giannis can leave and come here to Toronto next year.
Oh,
and I kind of like that idea. I like that idea. I don't know about you, but I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's the hot rumor. I don't give it any credence, but
I still say Milwaukee's going to take them out. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah.
Well, so on that note, Skip, too bad we can't sit here and have some barbecue and eat some popcorn and watch the game together, right? But we'll be watching it separately. Hopefully you Raptors fans enjoy the game this evening. We appreciate every single one of you that watch our show, that look at us, that look us up to find out what's going on. We have nothing but love for you guys. We hope you guys have nothing but love for your Toronto Raptors. On that note, Skip, I have to say good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, and
peace.